Hi guys, it's me again. I hope you're doing great. Today I would like to touch one of the hottest topics, which is ServiceNow SDK. And I would like to show you how you can install ServiceNow SDK in Windows environment. I'm using Windows 11 with the latest specs and security patches. And I will be going to use Visual Studio Code as my favorite IDE. So without any further ado, let's get straight into it. So let's quickly jump to the documentation portal to see how we can install ServiceNow SDK. Yeah, on the documentation portal, under the ServiceNow SDK section, find install the ServiceNow SDK. First of all, make sure that you read the following requirements. We know from here that ServiceNow SDK will only support Node.js version 16 or later, and Node Package Manager, also known as NPM, version 8 or later. You can use the instructions, installation instructions from the NPM site. However, in our case, we will jump directly to the Node.js web page and download the latest stable release from there. However, why did I open this page? It's just to show you that if you are a JavaScript developer or playing around Node.js ecosystem, maybe you would like to stay flexible with the versions of Node and NPM. Maybe you will have multiple versions installed in your environment. So for that reasons, it's highly recommended for you to use one of the Node version managers like Nodejs or NVM Windows. And there are many of them. There is a link here you can use to search for many different Node version managers on GitHub. But for our particular case, we will just jump to the Node.js and download the latest stable release, which is 20.11.1. Now let's start the installation. I'll just quick everything through and proceed with it. All right, so now after it got installed, let's start Visual Studio Code and check what versions do we have now. This VS, here we are. So first let's check version of the NPM 10.4, perfect. And now Node.js 20.11.1. All right, sounds great. Now let's get back to the installation page and let's copy this command. Careful, because the dashes will be removed. Now we can try and install it and see what happens. It shouldn't take long. Sometimes when you try to install ServiceNow SDK, NPM or a Node.js, you may face an issue where Visual Studio Code will inform you that the execution policy for the PowerShell scripts should be changed from restricted to something else in order for you to be able to start the installations. For that case, you can, of course, quickly open PowerShell under admin and specify and set the following execution policy is the following command, and for the current user, I think this is how the command looks like. So this should be enough for you to start the installation of ServiceNow SDK. I'll do it now. Okay. Now let's restart Visual Studio again. Now let's see whether we have it installed. Type now SDK and press enter, and you will see the following. If you see this fancy looking logo, it means the ServiceNow SDK has been successfully installed. So now, as a part of our test, we need to actually do the bunch of steps that Patrick Wilson showed us on the yesterday's stream to check if it really works. So first of all, we need to create credential record, and for that we are going to use now auth command. So do this. What do we need? Okay, so we need to say save and an alias. This. All right, now we need to provide the PI record URL. User, I'll be using admin, and the password. All right, as you can see, our credentials worked. Now we can start creating projects. For that, we are going to use now SDK create project name, scope name, directory can skip. I will show you what happens if you do not provide the optional directory parameter. Let's do it. So the first one was project name. We can only use the lowercase here. And we need to specify scope, and the scope should have your vendor ID at the beginning. I don't remember my vendor ID on my PDI. Let's just do it like this. And see what happens. All right, so you see, SDK informs us what vendor ID should we use. All right, let's do this. I'm having this one. You will have another one. So now, for the test purposes, we can specify a sample table parameter for the demo app to be loaded into the into this project. And as we didn't specify any directory name, or actually let's specify it. Yeah, let's put it like this. And now let's see what happens. You see on the left side, on the directory sections, the directory with the name we provided have just been created. And that's exactly because we specified the name of the directory. If you keep it, if you do not provide it, the name will be used from your project name. Not a big deal really, but nice to know. All right, so now we can jump into the instance and see if we got our application created. And here we go. This is the project name, the scope, version, JavaScript mode. That's it. This is how easy it is to also install it in a Windows environment. Thank you very much for your time, and I wish you a great evening and see you soon. Bye-bye.